everyone. So glad you could join us here on our next live stream that we have going on right now. So my name is Jim Dubois. I want to thank you for coming on here today with us. Um, Super excited to be here today. I hope you are as well. For those of you that are new into the group, one, welcome and thank you for being a part of what we do here. I'll give you a quick bio on myself. My name is Jim Dubois. I own a company called Squeegee Pros with my partner Christina, and we are in the residential space, about 500 homes a month that we serve. We're in the storefront space. We're at that 3,000 storefront account mark. That's all frequency based in window cleaning services. And then we have a large commercial division as well. So that's a little bit about me in that regard. I started Window Washing Wealth, Pressure Washing Wealth in 2017. It's a coaching company. It's a high level coaching company for those that want to go beyond 50,000 a month or a $500,000 a year and get all the hats off of your head so that you can be separated from the day to day. And these live streams that we do talk about that, talk about strategies and how to's to start implementing these things into your business so that you can start going down this pathway, this journey to get where you want to go. And this journey to seven figures, it's not easy. But it's also not hard. And I teach my coaching clients one thing: how to build it right once and be done. And if you're on here, you're probably struggling with something, right? Uh, what should happen first, second, third in your business? How to get that hat on your head? How to get growth and scale happening in your company? What are the steps to get to a $500,000 or $1 million or a multi-million dollar operation? So if you're following along, last week we started talking about profit acceleration strategies using a 5% rule. And we're having a series of these live streams, and this is the second one. So last week we talked about this mission of lead generation, right? And we're talking about a simple increase of 5% in these different strategies I'm going to share with you over the next couple, 3, 4 weeks can have a significant impact on the increase in revenue in your operation. And last week we talked about lead generating strategies. We talked about building a marketing arsenal to increase lead flow. We talked about supporting your marketing by understanding the science behind marketing and what that means. We talked about A/B testing and specific variables to improve and optimize your lead generation. We talked about measuring your marketing, right? A lot of people don't do that. Understanding lead flow and return on investment, customer job average. We talked about the importance of adding in other lead generating mediums as well. And we also talked about how it's important to create a calendar of your marketing, an annual calendar to know what to do, what, when, right? So that was last week. This week, today, we're going to talk about how to sharpen your lead to job conversion skills. So when you go back to lead generation, right? It might be your database, existing customers. It might be networking strategies. You might have leads coming in from the Google 5-pack, referrals. Whatever way you've got leads coming in, joint ventures to all the different social media and print platforms. Well, getting leads is one thing, but converting them to jobs, well, for many of us, that's another thing. And I'll tell you, a mere 5% increase in your lead to job conversion can lead to remarkable results in revenue generation. Think about it this way. So let's say those listening right now, you've got 6, 7 leads a day coming into your business, 6, 7, 8 leads a day coming into your business. That would be approximately what? A couple hundred leads per month coming in. And a 5% increase, follow me on this, from leads to jobs, well, that would be 10 more jobs on the calendar this month. And if your customer job average is 800, that's right where we are. We're right at that, just a little bit below $800 customer job average. What just happened? That would be 10 jobs, 800, another $8,000 a month on the calendar, or another $100,000 a year in revenue. I like the phrase, a small hinge attached securely to a large door can open up that large door. And these strategies that we're talking about, like this one, is like that small hinge that can open up that big door. So let's talk about this strategy. Let's talk about how to do this. So if you're taking notes, one of the things that's going to be important is elevating your phone skills with, say, scripted conversations. So when I go back in time, when I had first started my residential division, I was that guy wearing the hat. I was the guy on the phone hoping to convert prospects to customers. And I knew I was just like everybody else. All my competitors, we probably all did it the same way, right? Just get on the phone, talk to the customer, and hope we get them on the calendar. But then I started thinking about this. How can I improve this? How can I make it better? How can I get more jobs on the calendar to serve my own needs and my own company, and maybe even outsmart my competitors? So, long story short, I read a book on phone scripts, and I reached out to the author, and we had a great conversation. I was blown away by it, and he helped us begin creating very crafted words to say when we're speaking to prospects or customers to get them onto the calendar. So, and it cost me a chunk of change, but we had that money back literally in a week. And it was, to say the least, transformative. It was impactful. So, if I break this down a little bit, we have, like we all have, we have a process, or we should have a process, that when prospects or customers are calling us to get back on the calendar, we have an inbound script. And this inbound script is an assumptive close. And it's built out exactly how it should be built out for a service-based companies to walk this person that we're on the phone with right into the calendar, right from lead to job. And again, the mission here is to begin the increase of lead to job conversion, that conversion percentage increase. So when you start bringing those crafted words, if you will, into your inbound script, and then you start bringing in upsell, downsell, cross-sell, suggestive sale parameters built into it, well, it starts to get pretty cool how things start to change as far as lead to job conversion. So that's one script that we have. And the strategy you're hearing here is start crafting the word so that people that you're talking to have an interest in getting on the calendar, right? When you say the right things, people respond to that. Last week we talked about the AIDA principle: attention, interest, desire, and action. And that's a part of what we're talking about here with this as well. So that's one, is an inbound script. We have a follow-up script. Most don't. We have in my program, we have an aggressive follow-up script process on what to say, how to say it, when to say it, how often to say it. You think that will begin to help pop conversion a little bit more, in addition to the inbound script that we use that is assumptive close based? Absolutely. You know, most don't do much on follow-up, and you're really missing the boat if you don't. I expect a company to follow up. If I get a bit, like right now we're getting a new lift for my boat, and I reached out to a company, and they had sent me an email, and they said, yeah, just go down and measure this, do that, do this, and do that, and just send all that information back to us, and we can get you a quote. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's your job. Come to my house, do what you're supposed to do, and work up a price for me. And you know what? This was probably a month ago, and I'm waiting to see if they're going to follow up. They have not followed up. And you think they would get this if they were just to follow up with me, they could almost just slam dunk get the job. But they haven't followed up, and I'll get around to it at some point. Point is, most don't follow up. Start following up. It'll increase lead to job conversion. We have another script that this person put together for us. It's called the after the job call script. And there's 4 critical points to that call, including what I call the 5 magic words, and which is so incredible to get the jobs, more jobs, right back on the calendar again, automatically. And there's other things that are happening with this particular script to promote referrals, to promote reviews, and other things that we're doing. Point is, if you elevate your phone skills with inbound, with follow up, with what's happening after the job, miracles can begin to happen in your company. Another thing that we do is we have built out objection overcome scripts. So I did a study with my staff a while back, and I asked them to do an exercise for me. And I said, I'll give you 2 weeks, but I want you to start getting feedback from our customers and prospects on what the top 4 objections are. And what are they? We know what they are, right? Price is probably number 1. Need to talk to my spouse. Need to think about it. And I'm getting other bids. Those were the top 4. So this person that I hired helped us crafting the right words so that we can overcome most of these objections that come our way. You think that will help increase conversion a little bit more? Absolutely. So let's go a little bit further if you're okay with this. What about enticing offers? You don't want to lose out to the competition because you don't know what to say when you're in a pickle because you don't know what to say, right? And maybe it's you, maybe it's the person answering the phones. And you got to understand, if it's you or the person answering the phone, acting as the administrator, this person, it's the face of revenue. It's the most important person in your company because 95% of all the lead flow is coming to this person, right? And if you don't have these things we're talking about figured out, how big is that hole in your bucket that money is just flowing out of? Think about that. So enticing offers. Give them a reason to use you. People, especially today, they want to feel like they're getting a deal. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy, if you're middle class, you're poor. Everyone wants a deal. Think about it. When you have a coupon and you use it and you save $5, $10, $20, $30, it feels good, right? We got a coupon in the mail from Frontgate. And it was a $100 coupon. And my wife Tammy was like so excited about this, right? It's a coupon. And think about that when you're on the phone. Do you have enticing offers to get people on the calendar? So, for example, an example would be, let's see, like seasonal specials or the summer lull, the winter lull. Do you have programs, offers, incentives to get them on the calendar? When the calendar is slowing down, right, like that August, September lull that we have, there are things that you can do to just fill the calendar up. What about like first-time customer discounts, right? When you've got somebody that's a little bit hesitant and you're on the phone with them, a lot of times that one strategy alone will put them right on the calendar. So there's ways and there's times in the year that you can drive specials to keep the job calendar going. Could be money off, could be extra services thrown in, could be the BOGO offers like buy one, get one free, could be a Black Friday in August, right? It could be Christmas in July. Any holiday in the year for any reason can be a reason to promote and offer a sale and incentive to get these people on the calendar. National Window Cleaning Day is something that we came up with. It's May 15th. And we go to bat on that particular holiday just to get more people on the calendar with our marketing promotions and things that we do. So those are things to think about. You got them on the phone. Start coming up with the ways, the strategies, and some of these things that we're talking about to further the conversation so you don't lose them to your competitors. And this will begin to increase conversion. You can do things like savvy negotiation tactics, right? Like it's only good this week or this month, or it's only today that I can do this offer for you. And you give a deadline. See how that works? You can explore things like one of the things that we have in my company is we have incentive to wait programs to still get prospects and customers on the calendar when you're booked out too far. Anyone have that going on sometimes, like May, June, July, August, September, whatever that might be, in the season that we're so busy and we're booked out so far? What does that conversion look like for you? 20, 30, 40%, right? Getting those on the calendar when it should be 60, 70, 75%. So incentive to wait programs help dial that in so that we can still get them on the calendar. You don't want them going somewhere else. And we've got probably a half a dozen of these types of programs, and I'll give you a couple of them. We assess, so number one, we assess the level of urgency of the prospective customer getting on the calendar. And if it's not urgent, we can book them into late August, say, right? When things kind of start slowing down for a lot of us. And we can save them X, right, in dollars or something else to entice them. We still get them on the calendar, we still keep them, but we can use an incentive to wait program to drive that forward. Or maybe they're disappointed and they're wanting to get on the calendar now, but we have no room. So we also use a strategy promoting irresistible offers to push the customer forward in the calendar. Doesn't work 100% of the time, but what if it worked 30, 40, 50, 60% of the time? That's 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10 that you would not have got that you did get because of this particular incentive to wait strategy. The point is, get them on the calendar. That's the mission here, and that's the purpose of this particular live stream, is to increase that conversion. We have something called managers approved discounts to get the job. So determine how low you can go in price. We have a strategy called benchmark pricing, and it's very profitable, meaning we take this strategy, it's a complete built out program that gets the customer on the calendar almost every single time, regardless of the objection. And yes, there's a benchmark that we're going down to, which you need to determine in your own business. But when you determine customer lifetime value, that it can be 5 to 40 times, right, that you're going to serve that customer, we always end up winning. So hopefully you're getting something out of this that starts to make sense, begins to make some sense for you. So a couple of notables here. Again, we're talking about increasing your lead to job conversion. A mere 5% increase can be transformative in your operation. So a couple other notables on this is, if it's you on the phone, if it's your office manager, an admin on the phone, mastering phone pleasantries. So Tony Robbins, most of us know Tony Robbins. He had a book way back when, in the late 80s, I think it was, Unlimited Power. Incredible book. And I learned about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And this is how to mirror those that you're talking to, using tonality, right? You see how my voice is going up and down, and I talk really fast and I talk really slow. It's tonality. It captures people's attention. And when you start putting some of these strategies on the phone so you don't sound robotic, now you're capturing that person's attention. And when you talk like this, it makes the person you're talking to feel like they're the only one. They're not a number, right? And when you can bring commonalities and get rapport going on that conversation, it all leads to subliminal rapport. When you can make this person you're talking to on the phone your friend, they like you. And if they like you, the more they like you, the more they're going to buy from you, right? So you can see there's some psychological aspects to this as well. The purpose here is like the sign that's behind me is to be number one in everything that you do, all the way down to the person that's answering the phones for you. Are they number one in the marketplace that they serve? And you're hearing some things here today that can help drive that forward a little bit. So a lot more to this, but I'm getting you thinking, and the thinking is going to learn to integration, and the integration is going to learn to implementation. And I'll say it again, this particular person in your company that takes these calls, it's a very important, it's a very powerful role in your company. It's the face of revenue. So a 5% increase on six or seven leads coming in a day can yield another $100,000 in revenue. Imagine what a 10% increase would do, or a 20% increase would do. I was talking to a prospective client earlier this week, and his conversion was 42%. He had 100 leads coming in a month on average. He should be another 20% higher in conversion, right? If that was the case, he would add another 20 jobs to the calendar, right? That would bring him to 62% from the 42%, 100 leads a month with 20% increase would be 20 more jobs on the calendar. I think he was at a $500 customer job average. We found him another 100 grand in brand new revenue just like that with these things that we're talking about. So your game plan is to start developing scripts and offers and negotiation strategies, right? Implementing incentive to wait programs, managers approved discount programs, and start mastering the art of phone conversations to increase conversion rates. And this will begin to ensure that your business is capitalizing on every lead. So think about those numbers that I'm sharing with you and monetize it in your own company and see what that starts to look like, right? So we have all of this completely built out for you in my Window Washing Wealth Accelerated Growth Coaching Program, where we walk you through the step-by-steps to increasing conversion from leads to jobs. And again, most don't give this a second thought, and they dismiss the value that supports it. So I hope I'm giving you some value to start thinking about this so you can see what this can do for your own company. And you know what? Those that don't really pay attention to what we're talking about here, and maybe this is you, they lose tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars a year because they don't realize how impactful this stuff is. So don't let this be you. My profit acceleration conversion strategies, if given a chance, they will transform your business. So start putting them to work today. And if you'd like to know more about these strategies or have an interest in working in a client coaching relationship with us here at Window Washing Wealth, put the word 5% in the chat and we'll reach out to you and we'll schedule a strategy call with you and start breaking some of this down. And if you know of anyone that might be interested or might benefit from this Facebook group, please take a moment and share this Facebook group link with them. So at any rate, thank you for taking a moment out of your day to listen to this live stream. So glad you're here. And we're going to continue them and just continue giving you value and to help you in your business. So we'll see you next time. Thanks again for coming on board. Appreciate it.